Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is a video that's going to talk about potential losses, the estimated losses of the Ukrainian forces. So if you're pro-Ukrainian, this is emotional damage warning. You may not like what I'm going to say, and if you want to stay happy, like the khaki front, maybe you don't want to watch this. Just don't leave a dislike, but leave the dislike button since you haven't watched this. And for those, so what happened is that for those that are interested, so now I'm gonna start. So the Ministry of Defense of Russia just posted this post on their Telegram. So it's actually talking about how they are dismissing or dispute the claims that there are 20,000 foreigners fighting for the Ukrainian forces. So they actually publish some statistics, and they actually gave us a link, which is this link, and it's actually this one. So they actually have as detailed as they can the number of foreigners from all the different countries they are currently serving within the Foreign Legion, and how many of them has been killed and left, as well as the remaining as of 17th of June, which is actually today. So so they highlighted that within the Europe, the highest number of participants come from Poland, which is not very surprising. Of course, this number, who knows, there might be regular troops, we are not sure. And then come from Romania, and then UK, of course, another one that we are not really surprised. Of course, who knows these numbers inside? There are special forces, special operations, but there are regulars within the UK. That is also possible. We have seen a lot of this kind of thing all around the world. And from the Americas, we have Canada leading, and close behind America, United States of America. And then we also, of course, we have the Brazilians, the famous ones. And then we have also, surprisingly, Colombia and Bolivia up there. And of course, not surprisingly, we have Georgia, quite famous. I'm not sure if they are happy to be listed under Asia. They must feel very conflicted. And then of course we have Syrian. The Syrians are mostly the militants, the extremists or terrorist forces. They were serving, against the Russian interests and the Syrian government interests. So they are there. And of course we have some Turks over. Surprisingly, we have Israelis also. So, and then from Africa, we have a lot from Nigeria, and of course South Africa and some other countries. There are Australians. We have 4, and half is gone already. 2 died, 1 left, 1 remaining. So the total number is actually only just of 7,000, and the number of deaths is already nearing 2,000. So this is actually a good gauge in terms of the number of deaths that has come to the people that are fighting on the front line. Of course, all these foreign fighters are mostly, at least half of them is actually actively fighting in the front, or at least they are sent to die. So let's give an estimate. So we have this number of okay, I have to 695. Freaking hell. Wait, let's do this. Okay, better. So 1956 divided by 6956. So 1956, this is the number of people who have died, and this is the total number. So we have a ratio of 28% of the active forces has perished, and this is actually rather huge. So what I want to do is actually to use this number, this percentage, as an estimate for the number of casualties or fatalities within the Ukrainian forces. So at 28%, let's down this to just 25%. Okay, so let's reduce the estimate. We estimate around 25,000 active forces. These are regular troops of the Ukrainian at the start of the conflict. around there, probably 200 to 250,000, and maybe with all the territorial defense and all the Azov battalion, right sector, maybe this is around the number. And if we times 0.25, a quarter of them has died by now. That's actually 62,000 troops have passed away within this conflict. That's actually quite a huge number of troops that have died. So I always see comments, asking me about the estimates about how many troops have died, on both sides. I think this is a very estimate that is believable. It's been 4 months of fighting, so 4 months of fighting, 62,000 is probably around there, given the heavy firepower the Russians are actually dropping into the Ukraine. And usually I will also say the same, that the similar number of soldiers might have also perished on the Russian side, because this is mostly peer level. Of course, the Russians have a higher chance to have lesser death than this, but I think the number of death is probably similar. So at 62,000 on each side, there's a lot of people dying. Around 125,000 troops might have already died within this war in just these 4 months. So every month we are seeing like a stadium full of soldiers died, and it's not a good thing. So, but that's the reality of war. And so this is just my estimate in terms of the losses on both sides. I don't really subscribe to the Russians have a lot lesser death. I don't think so. I think the number of deaths should be rather close, but there is a good chance that the Russians actually have lesser deaths, purely given by an artillery advantage, firepower advantage, and of course air superiority. So this is basically my estimate. It's just something not very serious, although it's a very serious issue. But these numbers, this estimate from the Russian source about the foreign fighters is a good gauge. And of course, we are not even talking about all these 1,700 over that had flee the battlefield, realizing they are out of their depth. And if you're going to count just half of this percentage, maybe within the Ukrainian forces may have surrendered or defect, or they may have deserted their forces. That is still 12.5%. That's still a lot, which also maybe corroborates the need for more mobilization within Ukraine. So of course the Ukrainians are holding a lot of territory within their own country, very long borders that they need to keep an eye on, and even on the Belarusian side, and of course on the Sumy Chernihiv side. So there's a lot of borders that they need to deal with. So anyway, this is just a quick update, or just a simple report on what I think is the estimates, and I think this is probably a very good estimate. So a quarter of the forces have gone. So anyway, I'll see you in the next update.